Hey there viewers, welcome back to another episode of VGAPR Garage. Today we're working on this 2008 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. So what we're going to be replacing is the fuel filler neck on this vehicle. This is the V6 model. I don't think there's a difference in the fuel filler neck for the V8. The problem with this is it's got a evap leak. The leak is from here. I don't know if you can tell. Let me see if I can get you a little bit closer and get it to focus, but there is rust around the ring. I could clean the rust off, but this is an upstate New York vehicle and the actual fuel filler neck is rusty. One of the, maybe it's a purge line that is attached to the neck, is building up rust and making it so it also can't seal on the hose to the gas tank. So we're gonna go ahead and replace this. So this is part of the fuel filler neck here, and this is the only place where it really mounts that it's bolted to, and it's a 13mm. I did go beforehand and spray this down with some PV Blast, and I used an impact and I went in and out rather than just possibly stripping it, because it is a relatively weak bracket. You don't want to break it off. So now it's free, but what we've got are these connections to the charcoal canister that we need to get off. There are two of them. They do go through the fuel filler neck, but the tabs are the top, and then there's I think it's some kind of line that goes up through to go back up to the fuel filler neck into the tank, and I'm not too sure of what. Man, that light's flickering. That's annoying. You can't really get to it from the top, so we're gonna undo the tabs there. So first thing we're gonna do is get a pick in here and open up that bracket that holds that line in. So there's one, and then we gotta get in here to the other one. Just sticking a pick in and twisting, and I'll give you guys a better view once I have the filler neck down. Come on, there we go. So now that's free from the filler neck. It can be moved out of the way. Now we have something else we need to remove real quick. So this is the fuel filler neck that goes out to the body. Sorry about that view. This is, I'm sure, something to do with emissions, that goes down to right here. Oops, wrong way. Which is your charcoal canister right here. You need to pull this off, and if you just wiggle it back and forth, it will come down. There is no fuel in there. So now that's free. Now the next thing we need to do is remove the fuel filler neck from the fuel tank lines. Alright, so again, we're back under the vehicle. Right here is the rubber line that connects to the fuel filler neck. That just has a basic worm gear on it. You're not gonna, I can't film that because literally this piece right here is the frame and it's covering that. But you've got, this kind of hard to show. I really don't want to get in the way of the camera. This right here is a line that you just push. There's a tab on it, you push, and I'm just going to hold on to the line and you pull it off. If you live in the salt belt, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. You're really going to want to clean out the inside of this line. I'm going to take a Q-tip and brake clean and clean all that out. So we're still under the vehicle, but facing the driver's side now. And as you can see if I can get my finger up there, there's the worm gear connection. I'm gonna go ahead and remove it off camera. I mean, it's just probably an 8mm, which I'm gonna use, or a flathead, and then you're just gonna twist the hose back and forth to be able to get it off the fuel filler neck line. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I was, So I was wrong, it's not an 8, it's actually a 7 milli. Maybe different on your car if it's been replaced before. Let's go ahead and undo that worm gear. Hopefully, like, I'm not just putting my hand right in the way. So now we can try, like I said, we're gonna undo it some more. Alright, so now there's that. Now we have to, oh, I know I'm gonna be right in the way of the camera. We gotta break that line free. And I am gonna move the camera because I don't want anything to get on it. But you're basically just gonna do a twisting motion. Oh, did it come free? Feels like it did. Yeah, I think my arm was just in the way. Let's get on a creeper. Oh, no light, come back. There we go. So it is coming off. Just very difficult. Come on. It's almost there. So there it is. There's the fuel filler neck. So now this whole thing is free. You can smell some fuel. I can, you can't. You would not want, you'd want to run the gas out a little bit of this, I guess. You know, don't do this with a full tank. So let's go ahead and move. So the fuel filler neck has nothing else holding it on anymore. So it can just, I believe, just push through this rubber gasket. There's nothing really holding this gasket on. I couldn't really find anything in my Haynes manual about how to get it. I'll come back. So basically what I did, and you would want to make sure that all the lines are disconnected from the fuel filler neck, is basically just on the outside of the fuel filler neck, I just took my fingers in there and pushed and pushed and pushed, and then it finally came through. These rips, not done by me. Maybe that's something done at the factory. Definitely not done by me. And if I'm not mistaken, let me see if I can get this O-ring will come out now, which is perfect, and I'm actually going to clean it. I really can't show you pulling it out. There's not really any room. But now that this is out and the fuel filler neck is shaped, comes down, goes this way, pull this out down a little bit, and the whole thing should pull out and drop down. So to make it easier to get the fuel filler neck out, you are going to want to take your spare tire out. If you don't have one, you don't have one. In this case, you do, I do, or this customer does. There's a little tab underneath the cargo. You pop that off. Use your spare tire kit to turn it off. This is also a perfect chance to grease that line that holds it in, but that's going to be the best way. I don't think you have to take it off that, but it'll help in aiding in getting the whole thing out towards the passenger side, the fuel filler neck. So now you can see there's a lot more room. We got the fuel filler neck right here. I did disconnect this from the evap line along with the rubber hose. This rubber hose right here that goes to the charcoal canister and to the fuel filler neck. So hopefully, yeah, like I should be able to get that out quite a bit easier. Now these are the tabs that I was talking about that you're going to want to take off and put on your new fuel filler neck. So let's go ahead and get started with reassembly. First things first is we've got to put this back in. The way that it was all these tears were at the bottom, so we want to keep it that way. I did put some, man, it's hard doing handheld. I did put some silicone spray in there. Let's back out a little bit. It looks like crap. It's not that it's hard, it's just hard doing it with one camera in one hand. Alright. Alright, so there we go. The other thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to spray this opening down with some silicone spray. Where are you? Right here. This will make it easier to get the filler neck back in. I'm spraying that shit everywhere. Because that's the first thing we're going to do is push that up through. So now let's go ahead and get the fuel filler neck in. This did come painted, but because of it was only painted with one coat, I did scuff it down and put 2 coats of self-etching primer. Actually might have been 3, and then 3 coats of black paint on it in the hopes that it won't rust. I did, of course, tape up the edges and made sure that nothing went up inside of it. Of course, I did the canister too, or whatever this thing is. I covered that up. I have a piece of cloth down in there. Alright, so now let's see if we can finagle this thing up in here without destroying it. I'm just really worried. I'm really worried about the paint job. Alright, we gotta get you up and over this. The paint. Don't scratch the paint. What are we catching up on? Very nerve-wracking. I'm trying to be careful of the paint because the whole point of the paint was to protect it. Alright, let's try another way. Okay. Alright, so now that line's getting in the way. Ugh. Come on now. I need you to come up through into the wheel well. Yeah, it seems like it's going to work better if it goes in this way. What are we calling it? I gotta steal the light from you guys. Looks like a bracket that I'm caught up on. Sorry, you guys are gonna be dark for a second. There we go, got it. Alright. So now we can push that up into place. So this whole thing here has to go through this hole right here. And of course it's going to give us a little bit of trouble. There we go, close. Ah, perfect. Got this purge line thing that needs to be on the underside of all this. There we go. So there we are. Now it's where it needs to be. Now I have to work on getting the fuel filler neck through that hole. So I think I'm actually going to cut you guys. You basically are just going to try to shove it up through. That's the only way I can describe it. Now it actually wasn't even that hard to get it up. I took a light, made sure I could see, and then just popped it up through, and it went in. So now we're going to go ahead and put everything back together. Alright, I don't know how well I can get you guys up in there, but we're going to put the bolt, where is it, back inside that bracket. This is the line I disconnected from the charcoal canister. Just push this yellow and it'll come out. But let's go ahead and pop that back in. I'm going to put that, I don't know if you can see it anymore. Well, there's a mount for bolt. I'm going to go ahead and put that back. So you don't want to forget about these plastic clips. These little tabs push through. Focus, focus, focus. Come on, what's wrong with you, camera? These little plastic ends push through, and then you wrap it around that evap line that I showed you with the yellow tab that was disconnected. Again, there's just not the space to show you. Alright, so here's that plastic bracket. What I found was I got the tab in a little bit, and then I was able to take the tube and push the tube up in, and that helped push it into place. So these just go around the tube, and they should snap in. And then there's another one further in the back. I don't know, you guys aren't gonna be able to see. It's just, can you guys see it? Yeah, right there. And my arm's in the way, which is great, right? And that should, it's hard to get a hand around everything, push right into place. So now we've got, let's see if we can get a light back in here. We've got the tube that goes from, which I took off, that white piece there, and then the black piece on the canister. Let's see if I can get, that's an okay light. We've got the tube, the 90-degree bend is going to want to go in. I really hate not filming on a tripod, I think it looks horrible. We've popped that onto the charcoal canister, and now we go up into here. You see where it connects. Pull it down slightly and push it back up into place. That tube is very, it's easy to deal with. So now we just have to connect the line back to the fuel filler neck back to the gas tank. I'm going to go ahead and put the spare tire back up, and then I'll meet you guys back on it. So hopefully you guys can see this well enough. So we're going to put our fuel rubber hose line on the new fuel filler neck, and it's tight. I gotta put the camera down. That is tight. Alright, I'm sorry if this is out of focus. I did go ahead and reconnect that line right there. I put some dielectric grease to make sure that that O-ring would be good. Now we just need to reconnect the line to the fuel tank. So we go in there and grab our worm gear. We want to put it on about there. You want to put it where it, oop, don't mess up there. You want to put it where it was, so it does go back pretty far. Let me go ahead and tighten this up, and then I'll get back to it, but it's right up in there. I want to go ahead and tighten that up. Alright, so now you're going to want to pull, I just have a paper towel, out of your filler neck. I'm going to go ahead and close this up. May put some dielectric grease on the O-ring of the fuel cap. And that's how you replace the fuel filler neck on your, I think it's 2005 to 2012 or 13. I think it goes up to 14. Sorry. Jeep Grand Cherokee, Laredo, Limited, Hemi. Pretty sure it's all the same. If you guys like this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Questions or comments, I get back to everybody. If you like this channel, want to see more like it, or more stuff like it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You want to get notifications, I want to do stuff. Maybe you're a Jeep person, I do them enough. This customer needs a lot of work on this Jeep. Hit that bell notification, you'll be notified. Alright guys, clean your tools off and I'll see you next time. Bye.